As a college game night spirals into chaos, a young woman confronts her obsessive ex in a twisted battle of emotions, secrets, and violence. Join us for the first installment of the brand new Strickfield miniseries, all about the dangers of playing a simple game of Spin the Bottle.
What's that? You want to be scared? Come with me. You will experience tales of horror, ghosts, and death. It is not recommended for the weak at heart. Listen in the dark. It's more fun that way. This is Weekly Spooky.
Hello, my spookies. It's Wednesday, the first day of the new year, and time for a little spooky in your weekly. I'm your host and narrator, Enrique Couto, and tonight's story is the first part of a 5-part series, so you won't want to miss it. Make sure you're subscribed on your favorite podcasting app, and thank you so much for joining us in the new year. I hope you enjoyed all the bonus content we did in December as well as November and October. Now, as life settles down a little bit, so will we, but don't worry. You'll still be getting your spooky on the weekly, and after a brief hiatus in January, we'll be bringing back Terrifying and True, and of course, you never know what might drop on Friday, so make sure you're subscribed. And if you love what we're doing here for the last 5 years and beyond and want to support us in a very direct way, you can do so by heading to WeeklySpooky.com/join. For as little as $1 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes every month, as well as over 4 years of bonus content like audiobooks, creepypasta readings, and so much more. Just go to WeeklySpooky.com/join. I really do appreciate all the support as we head into the 6th year of bringing you spooky on the weekly. And if you want to hang out with other spookies, just go to Facebook and type in Weekly Spooky's Tomb of Terror. It's free to join, and you can hang out with myself, all the authors, and the other spookies. It's a lot of fun. But as for tonight, games are supposed to be fun. A way to break the ice, share a laugh, and maybe create a little tension. But what if a simple game went too far? What if it unlocked secrets better left buried and stirred up feelings that could never be undone? Well, tonight, Samara is going to find out all about that, and so will you. So get comfortable as we begin a brand new mini-series full of fearful frights right after this. Spin the Bottle, Part 1, by Rob Fields. Saturday. I'm looking at myself in the mirror one more time. I applied my makeup. Looks good. I really love the new hairstyle. Got it frizzed and crimped in 80s fashion. For a while now, I've been slowly transitioning from present fashion to those of the 80s. First, I started dressing the fashions. Then I decided to get the hair and do my makeup to match. My parents were both children of the 80s. They listened to a lot of classic music from that era and showed me quite a few of their favorite movies. Oh, I've had people give me a hard time, but I really don't care. In fact, that's why I gave myself a total makeover. I'm going on a date shortly. I recently met a guy from the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity. I can't forget how I caught him staring at me after I got my cappuccino from the bitter end in Wilder Hall. His name is Grant Wild. People call him Wild Man. Anyway, he approached me and started talking to me. You look at Grant and me together and you can tell we're two very mismatched people. Grant looks like Eric Draven from Right Out of the Crow. Whether it's the graphic novel or the movie, take your pick. Only difference is he doesn't wear the makeup on his face. He was skinny and wore all black, long shirt, jeans, boots, and a trench coat. He even has long, wavy dark hair. and there I was, an 80s-looking girl standing next to this guy. When I started feeling more comfortable around him, I smiled and talked to him. The more we talked to each other, the more I realized I was genuinely becoming attracted to him. We started walking around Strickfield University together. I hadn't realized we walked clear across campus until we ended up by the fraternity houses. It was then when he asked me if I would consider going on a date with him Saturday night. Tonight. I immediately said yes and told him where he could pick me up. From there, we also exchanged phone numbers. Once we parted ways, he started texting me almost immediately. I couldn't believe how much I was already liking Wildman. I kept wondering if I was really dreaming. You see, I've never been out with a guy before. Don't get me wrong, I had plenty of guys wanting to date me back when I went to Shore City West High School. I just was never interested in guys. That's right, I've only ever been with or dated other girls. I started to feel and understand that I was attracted to my own sex back when I was in junior high. Honestly, I thought I was a lesbian. I was even in a few relationships with other girls. The second and longest of my 2 relationships began in junior year of high school and ended at the end of freshman year at Erie Shore University. I just started my sophomore year here at Strickfield University, and I can't believe I've really got the hots for a guy. I'm feeling my heart pounding as I'm giving myself one final check in the mirror. I keep telling myself I did a great makeup job, then my eyes fall to my cleavage. I bite my lower lip and realize I haven't even considered that we might actually have sex. Like I said, I've never been with a guy until now, so I'm technically a virgin in the heterosexual sense. What if he really wants to take me to bed tonight? I ask the other me looking back at me. Am I really ready to cross that line and be intimate with a guy? I sigh hard. I decide I'm not going to push things. If he decides he wants to have sex with me, then I'll take that step with him. I already know I really like him. Every day this week he's been meeting me in between classes, and we talk. We've been texting each other like we're still in high school. I jump when the sound of getting a text brings me out of my thoughts. I grab the phone, only to have it come right out of my hand and land on the floor. I groan and pick it up. Again, it comes out of my hand when I get another text and my phone vibrates. I pick it up one more time and shriek when I feel another text and drop the phone again. I pick it up again and finally hold on to it this time to see I've got 4 messages. 3 are from Wildman and 1 is from my recent ex, Whitney Dalton, who people call Whit. I'm ready to delete Whit's message, but old habits die hard. I open it and see she sent me a titty pic. I used to get turned on by all the nudes she'd send me. Then I close my eyes and wonder how the fuck Whit even got my new phone number. After breaking up with her, I went to the cell phone place and got my number changed. I only gave it to my parents and my stepsister, who swore they would never give Whit my new number. Then there was Wildman and one other girl here in Strickfield. Still, even if those close to me never gave Whit my new number, she's got ways of finding out whatever she wants. She's that goddamn obsessive, especially with being a med student. She also works as a mortician over in Shore City. I even blocked her email address, but that accomplished zilch. All she had to do was create new accounts and pick up right where she left off. Now Whit's abundant chest is staring right at me, as it had for so many years. I compose myself and quickly delete the pic. "Just leave me alone, Whit," I groan. Then I open the 3 messages Wildman sent. First one says he's on his way. The second one says he's all mine. The third one says he only wants to make me happy. Wow. We just met and he's already... I moan romantically. Then I get a sudden fourth one, saying he's waiting for me outside my dormitory. I compose myself and boldly walk right out of my room. I go down to the first floor and walk outside to see Wildman leaning against a light post, still very much looking like Eric Draven, and he's supposed to be a frat boy. You'd never guess. "Hi, Material Girl," he says softly. He's been calling me that since he says I easily look like Madonna from her self-titled debut album. I smile for him. Did you know that Material Girl isn't on her debut album? It's on her second album, Like a Virgin. When I reach him, he easily takes my hand and brings me right to him. You're easily the #1 hit on my pop chart. Our eyes meet. I keep mine locked with his, wondering if he's going to kiss me. Well, I resolved that if he truly wants to, I'll let him. I've already come this far. He really rocks my world. He caresses my cheek and seems so ready to give me my first ever kiss with a guy. Then I feel myself trembling.
Don't go away. Weekly Spooky will be right back.
Wildman smiles sweetly and moves his hand from my cheek to take hold of mine. How about we start off with Denoyer's Grill? Then we can explore Downtown Village after, he suggests. I nod quickly. Let's go. Wildman and I hold hands as we leave Strickfield University. We walk to Denoyer's Grill and have an awesome dinner. When we finish, we head downtown. This must be where people referred to as Downtown Village. There's actually all kinds of things to do here. First, we got into Bobbletopia and check out the cool bobbleheads there. After that, we explore more of Downtown Village. When we see there's actually a video rental place here, we head into Strickfield Video and see it's very much open for business. This place is actually packed, too. Wildman says he's got a membership here and we can rent a few movies. Then he gets a text. He reads it and returns his eyes to me. My fraternity's having a game night tonight. Want to go see what's up? If you don't, we can rent a few movies here and be alone. Or is there something else you'd like to do? I smile. What kinds of games do your fraternity play? He shrugs. It depends. Most of the time we play board games. Other times we play party games. I raise an eyebrow. Party games? Yeah, you know, he says. Truth or Dare, Never Have I Ever, Spin the Bottle, just to name some. How about we go check out this game night of yours? I choose. Wildman takes my hand again. Your wish is my command, Material Girl. From there, we leave Strickfield Video and walk back to the university. I was soon going to learn I had made the wrong choice tonight. Wildman brings me into the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity house. It's no surprise that his brothers are dressed like normal people. Still, they don't seem to mind Wildman dressing the way he is. Wildman and his brothers speak to each other as if they've been in the fraternity together for years. Turns out Wildman also transferred to Strickfield from another university. Earlier, he told me he had gone to Ohio State for freshman year. After the year was over, he really didn't want to go back and talked to his older brother Larry, who's a student here himself. Larry told Wildman how much he enjoyed Strickfield U and said he should transfer. He didn't really need to be told twice. He had already gotten in with the Zeta Beta Tau fraternity at OSU and transferred into their house here. He told me he wished he had known about Strickfield University a long time ago. Wildman brings me into the main living room where the rest of the brothers are. Looks like they have girls with them, too. I recognize a few from classes I'm currently taking. I've never really talked to them, though. Then I see my friend Blake Karen. Turns out she knows Wildman herself. In fact, she used to date him before they broke up and became just friends. She looks my way and gives me an approving nod. "Look at you, rocking the 80s, she says when she comes to us. "Any idea what games we might be playing?" Wildman asks her. Blake tells him they're not 100% sure, but it's sounding like possibly adult-themed games. "Some of these girls here are looking to get laid," she hints. Wildman turns back to me. "We don't have to stay here if you don't want to. Just say the word and we'll leave right now." I smile. "We can stay." He raises an eyebrow. "You sure?" I nod. "We can stay." "Okay," he replies. Eventually, it's decided we're going to play Spin the Bottle. It's then when a late couple comes into the living room. I don't really notice the guy so much. It's the girl accompanying him that's just utterly breathtaking. Not because of her extravagant beauty, but because I know how poisonous she can be. Whit Dalton is actually here at Strickfield University. I'm sitting on Wildman's lap as he's holding me. He's surprised when I quickly shoot right to my feet and go straight to Whit. "Seriously, get the fuck out of here and just leave me alone! I told you we are never getting back together. I can't believe you came all the way here from Shore City like this." Whit smiles sweetly. "Why, sugar tits? I have absolutely no idea whatsoever you're talking about," she says in her always purring voice. Then she takes hold of the guy's hand she came here with. "It just so happens Willie and me met at the strip club outside of Strickfield. You know, the one called Sexpectations. Since I'm a student here now and so is he, I decided to hook up with him and let him show me around. I'm all settled in Strickfield. I even got a job working at the hospital morgue as a mortician. And now, here we are. You and me meeting here like this is strictly coincidence." "You? A student here? Bullshit!" I disagree sharply. "You know fucking goddamn well I'm the reason you came 500 miles to Strickfield." Whit smiles sweetly. I learned her smile is always a double edge. On the positive side, it's a very beautiful smile. On the negative side, it also doubles as a wicked one. Then she turns into her so-called date and starts rubbing and grabbing at his crotch. Soon she's got him very excited and just keeps going. Now her eyes meet with his, and they start kissing. He even starts groping and squeezing one of her large breasts through the cup enclosing it. All this is doing is pissing me off. No, I damn sure ain't jealous. I just know the truth about Whit. Up until I broke up with her, she was like me and had never been with a guy in any capacity. I'm ready to grab Whit away from the horny guy and start game night off by giving the brothers a cat fight they wouldn't soon forget. But my new prince has again come to my rescue. I gasp when I feel him taking my hand and squeezing it gently. When I feel him guiding me away from what could have been a vicious fight, I let him bring me upstairs and to his room. Once inside, he closes the door and turns to me. "You okay, material girl?" I shake my head. No, not really. He sits on his bed and pats a spot next to him. I know he won't try and get me naked. I'm right when I sit. "Talk to me," he invites. "I'll listen." I sigh. Whit Dalton down there used to be my fiancé. He's not even the slightest bit upset or turned off. "I'm listening," he reminds me. I tell him that I'd gotten with Whit back in high school. She was the new girl and was also on my basketball team. When she caught me staring at her perfect ass after bending over during a game, she decided she wanted me right then and there. Like I said earlier, she was like me in the fact that we both had only ever dated other girls. That very night in the girls' locker room shower, Whit just did it. She went right for my jugular when she surprised me by suddenly coming into me, and kissing me. Just like that. Our relationship began with us taking a shower together.
Did you hear that? Better check the locks on your doors. Weekly Spooky will be right back.
Whit and I became an instant couple. Our dates consisted of us meeting up at either my house or hers, where we'd either have sex in our bedrooms or we'd leave the house and go fuck out in public somewhere. Our sexual relationship became more sizzling and intense. Eventually, we realized we were madly in love and started doing things for each other. We had been together through the rest of high school. When we went on to university, we became even more romantically entangled. Then, one of her old flames came back into her life. Remember how I just confronted Whit? The same thing happened there. Whit swore up and down that she and her ex were finished. Before we finished our freshman year, Whit suddenly sprang a marriage proposal on me when she took my hand and got on one knee. She declared her eternal love for me and presented me with the most beautiful engagement ring. I said I'd marry her. 1 week later, I returned to our apartment. I was supposed to be on vacation with my family, but it got canceled due to a huge mistake in overbooking. I was going to surprise Whit, only when I came into our bedroom, I was the one who got the biggest surprise ever. Whit and her ex were naked on our bed together, having a taco mashup. Oh, the look on Whit's face when she was busted. I'd later find out Whit had been sleeping with Roxy, I don't know her last name, ever since they rediscovered each other, cheating on me countless times. Whit tried to tell me they weren't together the way we were. That was when I busted her in the face as hard as I could. I knocked her ass out and broke 2 bones in my hand at the same time. The pain in my hand was nothing compared to the pain of my second heartbreak. After that, I would learn that Whit would never leave me alone. Whit had haunted me all during summer break. That was when my parents suggested I transfer to another university. My parents had always been very supportive of me, even when they found out I was into girls. I accepted my parents' offer. They made a few phone calls and got me transferred to Strickfield University, which was 500 miles from Shore City. I even got my phone number changed to a completely new, unused number. Still, Whit clearly learned about everything and is now here in Strickfield. I already told you she got my new number and sent me a nude of herself. I'm crying by the time I finish telling Wildman everything. Please believe me when I say I'm not just using you to cover up my pain. I really do like you. Our eyes meet. Then I give Wildman my bold look that tells him it's up to him if he wants to kiss me. He looks at me like he's not sure, but he keeps coming in towards me. I don't back away. I really do want him to kiss me. He finally does. Our arms go around each other. We're kissing like we've been seeing each other for a long time. My first ever kiss with a guy, and I love it. We have a long, deep kiss. I don't even realize I'm flat on my back. His hand is on my cheek and caressing me there. He makes no move whatsoever to undress me or feel me up in any way, although I'm sure I won't freak out or fight him if he wants to. When we finally stop kissing, I smile. He feels me trembling underneath him. You okay? Wildman asks. I nod quickly. Yeah, I tell him. Kiss me again. He does. And it's even better the second time. Again, he makes no attempt to undress me or feel me up. Again, I think I'd let him. I'm still trembling underneath him. He tries to get off me, but I quickly snatch him and keep him on top of me. Soon, someone's knocking on his door. We stop kissing so Wildman can go answer it. It's Blake. She asks him if we're taking part in game night. Wildman turns to look at me. I give him a look that says I'll go along with whatever he wants to do. "We're coming," Wildman tells Blake. I get off the bed and we head down into the living room. I was hoping Whit would be gone by now. No such luck. She's still here pretending she's with that Willie guy. One of the other guys says the girls got together and decided they want to play spin the bottle. There are no objections. I myself have never played it, but I am familiar with it. The rules of the game are that you kiss whomever the bottle lands on. Then fucking Whit is quick to add, looking directly at me. We're playing the version of the game where the girls can and will kiss each other. I shake my head fast. Fuck you, I am never kissing you again. Then one of the other girls sneers my way and asks if I'm too prudish to kiss another girl. Now the other girls are giving me shit when they start chanting, "Kiss the girls!" repeatedly. When they finally stop chanting, I tell them they can kiss each other all they want. I myself would not be kissing these girls and let them know that on no uncertain terms. I'm so focused on the other girls I don't see Whit come up behind me and ease her hand into the cup of my top. She moans softly as she's holding me to her and squeezing my raw breast. Now she's kissing my bare shoulder. I'm struggling to fight Whit off as she's determined to hold on and keep feeling me up. Wildman and Blake finally get Whit off me. I turn around and belt her right in the face, giving her a bruise. She surprisingly doesn't even get pissed. She just gives me that double-edged smile and lets the two other girls take her to a bathroom. There's a bit more arguing before the brothers get together and discuss it. When the brothers agree on what's to be done, they announce what they call the girls' rule. All girls have to announce whether we'll kiss each other or not when our spin lands on our first girl. Once we announce our decisions, we can't change them. No picking and choosing. We all agree to the rule.
You're not safe yet. Weekly Spooky will be right back.
We finally gather around in a circle. It's then when Whit returns and sits with her fake guy. Her bruise is clearly covered with makeup. One of the brothers brings them up to speed on the girls' rule, which Whit also agrees to. One of the brothers places an empty beer bottle in the center. I spin first and get to kiss another guy. From there, the game plays on like so. On each of my turns so far, I'm fortunate enough to keep landing on other fraternity guys. I have no problem kissing any of them, even Whit's. Whenever I land on Wildman or he lands on me, we really kiss it up. It takes long enough, but finally I land on my first girl, Blake. When everybody awaits my decision, I feel Blake wants to kiss. I kind of want to kiss her too, so I consent to kissing the other girls and meet Blake in a kiss. Her lips are really soft and taste kind of sweet. I don't know how many times I've spun since the game started, but it's my turn again. I'm getting scared now when the bottle seems to be slowing to a stop at Whit. It kind of stops in between Whit's date and her. I don't wait for an official call and quickly move across to kiss Willie. Whit suddenly springs up and comes right in between us. "Oh, no, sugar tits," she purrs. The bottle clearly landed closer to me. That means you kiss me. You agreed to kiss every girl, now play by the rules. And kiss me. I look Whit right in the eyes. No fucking way. An evil smile. I knew you'd bitch out, but I don't care. I want my kiss. Fuck off, I yell, and back away. Suddenly, Whit pounces on me and pushes me down onto my back. "Make no mistake, sugar tits," Whit purrs. I'm kissing those luscious lips. I feel her hand up my skirt and on my panties. And I do mean both sets. Wildman tries pulling Whit away, but she shakes him off, Blake soon comes to help. Wit and I are in a struggle now and start rolling over one another as she keeps trying to kiss me. I keep blocking her at every turn. Finally, Blake forces Wit off of me. Wit breaks loose and comes at me again as I'm almost to my feet. She takes me back down. "I'm getting my kiss, sugar tits," Wit promises. She sneers now. "Fine, if I can't kiss your lips, then I'll gladly kiss these." Wit scratches the cups of my halter top and yanks hard on them. I hear and feel my top breaking at the straps and then being ripped completely down the middle. Wit throws my destroyed top on the floor and backs me up against a wall. Her hands are feeling my now naked, enhanced breasts. It's no secret we Mirren females pride ourselves upon being endowed. Depending on what Mirren community you live in, you hear different things. Here in Strickfield, being endowed is a requirement. In my community west of Shore City, it's a rite of passage. In fact, when I turned 18, Mom took me to get my breasts done. Personally, I couldn't wait. My mom will tell you I'm a very vain person. I greatly admire both my beauty and my body. Once I got my breast enhancement surgery and had my coming out party shortly after, I truly felt like a Mirren woman. So, in other words, each Mirren community does things differently. You could say we're each our own tribes. Just the same, large breasts are commonplace among Mirren women, regardless of which community they represent. Getting back to now, I'm fighting like hell to get this crazy bitch off me. Wit keeps squeezing my breasts and trying to kiss me. Wildman and Blake have been keeping her from doing the latter. Finally, Wildman manages to pull her off and away from me. I don't even bother trying to cover my nudity. I'm way too pissed off now. Wit breaks loose and comes at me again. She's so dead set on kissing me in whatever demented fashion she's thinking. She's not paying as close attention as she should. I haul off and bust Wit in the face with everything I got, much like that day when I broke my hand. Unfortunately, I break my hand again. In fact, I feel the same bones fracture. I cry out in pain, but at least I knocked Wit on her ass. Then she slowly turns to face me. The next thing I know, blood is coming out of her mouth fast and dripping on the floor. When she opens her mouth more, broken teeth practically flow right out, along with more blood. I think I counted 3 full teeth. I barely feel Blake wrapping a blanket around me to cover my nudity. The other girls are around Wit and offering to take her to get medical attention. She doesn't argue and goes with them. Wildman gets me back to his room so he can give me one of his t-shirts. Then he takes me out of the house, puts me in his car, and drives me to Strickfield General Hospital.
Shh, it was only the wind. You're safe. Weekly Spooky will be right back.
Saturday, 1 month later. My hand has been in a cast since punching Wit. I did indeed re-break those same bones. Wildman has been there with me every step of the way. I told him a few times if he wanted to find and date someone else, I wouldn't stop him. He said I was his material girl and that he would invest his time and energy in me. I'm finding myself caring more and more about Wildman, especially when he let his fraternity brothers know he would see whoever he wanted to see. He wouldn't forsake me for the good of his frat. His brothers never gave him a hard time about me after that. Wildman has been to my house in Shore City a few times. You want to know something? My parents and stepsister just adore him. Mom even pulled me off to the side and told me I had to keep him, and that he was a perfect match for me. For the record, my parents and stepsister hated Wit. As for Wit herself, you just know I haven't seen the last of her. When Wildman and I reach my dormitory, Wit's standing right by the entrance. She doesn't even look mad. Her face looks normal again, as in no dark bruises. I'm sure she got her teeth fixed. My guess, she probably had to get replacements. Whit looked right at Wildman, then at me. You're gay, sugar tits. Don't even kid yourself. You can't fight your true feelings for me any more than I can for you. Eventually, you'll realize what you're going through is just denial. You'll remember you're gay, and we belong together. Now she's right in my face and giving me her sweet smile. I'll admit I deserve what you did to me for what you saw that night. So I accept you punching me the way you did last month. Also, you just don't understand what you do to me, both physically and emotionally. You have such amazingly soft skin. You know what? I'll even admit fault at the spin the bottle game. Whit laughs now. You cost me 6 teeth, sugar tits. You sure hit hard when you're pissed off. I know I've been a very bad girl when it comes to you and deserve what you did to me. I know I fucked up, and I'll have to live with that. She raises her finger. But make no mistake, sugar tits. I will win you back. You know deep in your heart you love me, and we belong together. In fact, I'll never stop pursuing you until you willingly let me taste your lips again. She looks down at my crotch. Both sets. Back up to my face. No matter where you go, I'll always follow. Even in death, you'll never escape me. I love you forever and ever, Samara Mirren. And that's just how it is. I shake my head quickly. Just fuck off, Whit. The truth was you cheated on me. You broke my heart. You drove 500 miles and moved here for nothing. I'm seeing Grant now. We're still in each other's faces when I tell her. We are over. Go back to Shore City. There's nothing for you here. Whit gives me an evil sneer. I bet you can't even bring yourself to let your so-called man here be intimate with you, can you? Because you know you can't be with him. Because you know you're only attracted to other females and you belong with me. In fact, I'm going to give you some sizzle off my steak. Not caring who's watching, she blatantly exposes her breasts. I know you're still dreaming of these beauties every night. Don't worry, every line and curve of my delicious body will always be waiting for you, my love. Again, you will return to me. Not if, when. I shake my head slowly. Again, Whit, you cheated on me. You had all of me, and you blew it to fuck Roxy. Now get the fuck out of here and go back to her. Whit laughs and covers her breasts back up. Then she walks off. Before she goes out of sight, she makes sure I see her before she blows me a kiss. I tighten my fists. Then I cry out in pain at my right hand. Shit! I can't help myself and cry. Wildman comes around to me. What if she's right? I ask him. Do you still love Whit, Samara? He asks. I look him in the face and shake my head slowly. No, Whit broke my heart, Grant. I can never trust her again, or be with her. She didn't love me enough to stay loyal to me. I come into him and hold him. I want to be with you. He holds me to him. When we finally separate, I tell him I do want to be intimate with him. Wildman puts his finger and thumb on my chin and smiles a little. Then we will. But only when you're ready. Don't feel like you have to be sexual with me to prove something to yourself or to me. Do it because it's what you want. I won't force you. Will you stay with me tonight? I ask him. Wildman and I have slept in the same bed together and even made out, but we still haven't gone all the way. Just the same, he comes with me to my dorm, where we'll spend the night again. I just don't feel safe knowing Whit can show up at any time. 1 week later, Wildman and I are out on another date. I finally got my cast off my hand. Tonight I'm wearing some rather revealing clothes, just for him. I can't help how I'm feeling at this point. We're still sleeping together, either in my bed or his. I've finally decided I can't wait for him to make moves on me any longer. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate him for not treating me like I'm obligated to have sex with him, but my feelings are becoming too much to bear. I'm wearing the revealing outfit hoping it'll entice him to take me and make me his. I just want him to make the first move. That's all. I offer to bring Wildman to my dorm since I know we'll have plenty of privacy there compared to the frat house. Instead, he counteroffers to take me to his parents' cabin, where he assures me we'll have all the privacy we want. We're outside the cabin door now. Wildman finally does understand what I want when he backs me up against the door and kisses me hungrily. I kiss him with just as much hunger. When he moves to kiss my neck, I groan and give him further incentive to touch me. Then he finally pulls down my top to expose my ample breasts. He takes them in his hands and fondles them as he kisses me again. This is it. We're finally going to have sex tonight. I'm finally going to give Wildman the rest of my virginity. I'm finally going to experience a man. And if it's this man, I know I'm going to enjoy it. I moan as we kiss hot, as he keeps fondling my breasts. My groaning should tell him I can't wait any longer. He kisses his way down to my exposed tummy, tasting my nipples first. When he lowers himself further and kisses my belly button, he reaches inside my miniskirt and relieves me of my panties. I'm so ready for Wildman to go down on me when a breeze brings me back to reality. Wait, I pant. Then I bite my lower lip. It's chilly out here. Can we go inside? Then I promise I'm all yours. And going inside the cabin with Wildman is the last thing I remember. Before I suddenly wake up on my couch, in my dorm room. I can see it's morning. What the fuck? I gasp. When I get off the couch, I look to my left. Then I quickly bring my hands to my mouth and scream. Whit Dalton's body is hanging off a noose behind my couch. How long has Whit been hanging there? I move to the door and turn on the lights. Now I can see Whit's makeup is smeared from what looks like lots of crying. Her wrists are also slit and bleeding. Then I see the suicide note pinned on her top. I promise I'll never cheat on you, ever again. Ooh, my spookies. How did Whit get into Samara's locked dorm room? Is her death truly what it seems, or is it a twisted game meant to further torment Samara? Who's pulling the strings? What dark force could be lurking just beyond the shadows? And most terrifying of all, could Whit's final promise mean she's not truly gone? Looks like things are getting very spicy already. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss parts 2 through 5. Coming every Wednesday this month. I can't lie, I love a good cliffhanger. And I hope you did too. I'm so excited to start this new year with such a fun and fearful story. Strickfield is, after all, one of Weekly Spooky's original stomping grounds. So, make sure you're subscribed and come back here next Wednesday. And, by the way, on Friday, we'll be publishing a compilation of one of last year's miniseries, Homecoming Queen Killer, so you can sit down and enjoy it as a 2-hour audiobook right here on Friday at Weekly Spooky. And a huge thank you to our Patreon podcast boosters, folks who pay just a little bit more to hear their name at the end of the show. And they are Jessica Fuller, Johnny Nix, Jenny Green, Amber Hansford, Brent McCullough, Karen Weemet, Jack Kerr, and Craig Cohen. If you want to hear your name at the end of every episode of Weekly Spooky, just go to weeklyspooky.com/join and sign up at the $15 a month or higher tier. You'll get all kinds of bonus goodies, including hearing your name come out of my silky, spooky voice. And a whole lot of appreciation. So, my friends, it's time for me to get back to work. There's always more spooky to bring you, and believe you me, I have no intention of slowing down even after a very interesting last 3 months. So, for myself, for my executive producers Rob Fields, Mark Shields, and Bobbletopia.com, my producer Dan Wilder, and my composer Ray Mattis, don't get too comfortable, because you never know what's going to come next, right here at Weekly Spooky. Talk at you later.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to find your way back next week. But for now, you are safe. Trust me.